Hello and welcome. Let's begin with our top story for today. The African Union is set to hold its 39th annual meeting in Ethiopia over the weekend. Leaders from all 55 member states will gather in the capital of Addis Ababa. It is where the headquarters of the African Union is located. Now, US President Donald Trump will not be a part of this meeting. But even in his absence, his policies will cast a long shadow over the summit. Now, since Trump returned to the White House last year, his America First policy has pushed Africa to the last on his priority list in the Trump 2.0 era. Now, America's focus in Africa has shifted from aid to trade. And this was also highlighted in Washington's national security strategy. It was released back in November. Now, the entire 33-page document gave only a fleeting mention to Africa. It is the world's second largest continent, yet only 3 paragraphs mentioned it, that too as the bottom of the last page. And here is what the document said about US interests in Africa. Now, Washington is looking to partner with select African countries to resolve conflict and to foster mutually beneficial trade relationships. The document outlines a shift toward a trade and investment-focused approach. It also highlights the US agreement with the Democratic Republic of Congo, which links mineral investments to supporting conflict resolution efforts. So there is a lot for the African leaders to discuss as they meet at the summit. Now, last year, Trump imposed tariffs on many African nations. South Africa faces a 30% US tariff. Botswana, the DRC, Ghana, Lesotho, Madagascar, Nigeria, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe face a 15% tariff. Now, earlier this month, Trump extended the African Growth and Opportunity Act, the AGOA Act. It provides eligible nations with duty-free access to the US market. The extension will now last until the end of this year. Given Trump's tariffs, the impact of this extension on African nations remains unclear. And amid Trump's growing hostility, Africa is turning to America's adversaries, Russia and China, and also the Gulf nations, to diversify their strategic partnerships. Another likely topic of discussion is Trump's crackdown on immigration. Africa is bearing the brunt of this too. Last month, Trump suspended visa processing for 75 countries, out of which 26 are from Africa. Now, this is nearly half of the African Union's strength. These include Egypt, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Somalia, Ghana, Cameroon, the Ivory Coast, Gambia, Liberia, Nigeria, and many others. Now, some countries like Mali and Burkina Faso have hit back by banning travel for US citizens. But these tit-for-tat visa bans remain largely symbolic and are not likely to rattle the Trump administration. Now, amid all of this, South Africa and Nigeria have drawn more of Trump's ire. He has made false white genocide claims against South Africa, and Trump has also boycotted the G20 summit that was held in Johannesburg last year.
I would say that the United States needs to think again whether boycott politics actually works, because in my experience, it doesn't work. It's better to be inside the tent.
Now, the US president has also accused Nigeria of not doing enough to stop alleged Christian persecution. Meanwhile, Washington has also cancelled aid worth billions of dollars to Africa. So Donald Trump might not be present at the AU summit, but his policies and actions are set to drive the discussions there. Now, for more on this, we have with us Dr. David Matsanga, who is an African affairs analyst and a political scientist who is joining us live from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Welcome to Firstpost Africa, Doctor.
Thank you very much, my sister Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in South Africa. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's jump right into the questions. Even though President Trump isn't attending the AU summit this year, how could his second term foreign policy, particularly on aid cuts, tariff hikes, and immigration restrictions, affect the tone and the priorities of this year's AU gathering?
Indeed, you are correct that he's not attending, but the shadow of all the things that you have mentioned in your analysis in the first abstract that you have given to us is enough for anybody in Africa and the world to get scared and to get worried about it. Tariffs, immigration, forceful deportation, forcing African countries to take what they are. What other refugees, wherever it is, take them back. Sanctions, everything is a cocktail of disaster that America has heaped on African continent. And yet, it is Africa that again America comes through selectively to choose a few countries to work with. Look at what he's doing. Transactional democracy. Democracy that give me minerals, I'll give you this. This divide and rule doctrine that is embedded in Trump's situation is what Africa is going to grapple with tomorrow, and which we have discussed all over the whole week since this AU summit foreign ministers started this week.
Now, as you've mentioned there, the Trump administration appears to be pursuing these more transactional bilateral deals that are focused on resources and security. How might this shift from multilateral engagement affect Africa's collective bargaining power within the AU framework?
Multilateralism is dead. You know that it's dead now. He has already he has broken all the multilateralism systems that existed across the globe. UN, he has withdrawn in most of the UN agencies that help Africa. So it is sad. It is a lot. It will affect Africa. But Africa should not be crying. We should not be crying crybabies. We should start thinking from today, from tomorrow. This conference should come out with measures that will protect the African Union, that will bring our organization to the top of the world. We are the people who have the minerals. We are the people who have resources. We have the people who have the oil. We are the people who have all what America needs. Our tourism is what America needs. We should also work like the 3 countries in Sahel and other countries 4 that have said, if you don't come here. If you don't want to give us visas, also don't come to our countries. And let's trade amongst ourselves. Let's start opening borders for ourselves for tourism. What do you go to America to do for? There is a lot to be done in Africa. That is the way I see it as an African.
Yeah. Right. And Doctor, with many African states reportedly now strengthening ties with China, the Gulf, Europe, and, as you've mentioned, intra-African institutions, could Trump's approach accelerate a geopolitical realignment?
It is. Indeed, we are going to go away. We shall see who wants us more. America does not have what we have. But America is using its muscle because it is the only country with arms that can kill, that can kidnap presidents, that can go anywhere, that can put sanctions, that can, at the end of the day, they supply arms. Look at the war in Sudan. What has America done? It has supported one side and taken one side together and allowed this side to come up with all the manner of strength to fight the other side. At the same time, it has sanctioned the other side and pinpoint fingers at it. America has given us more chaos. That's why it mentions us in one paragraph in their policy. Yet we are the people that they look at. Look at Nigeria, for example. America knows very well the insurgency in the Sahara region could destroy the entire West Africa. Why is it doing piecemeal instead of doing a real blow to the terrorists like they do in Ukraine, they do anywhere else? This is not very good for us. Africa must wake up and stand up and speak its mind out.
Thank you very much for being with us on Firstpost Africa and for your valued insights.
Thank you very much. I hope every African leader tomorrow will come and leave this place with determined mind that we are on our own. Let's reactivate our AU. Let's make AU workable. Let's unite. Let's open the borders. Thank you very much.
Right.
God bless you. God, thank you for inviting me.
He rebuilt Egypt's pride after defeat. He turned victory into legitimacy. Then he chose peace with Israel. He broke an Arab consensus. He challenged his own military. He silenced his critics at home. But then, one day, on a national parade ground, in front of cameras, in front of the world, gunmen stepped forward and killed Anwar Sadat. It changed Egypt overnight. The assassination, Saturday at these times, only on Firstpost.